Welcome to Do the Math America. I am Charlene, the Math Shaman. Adding and subtracting algebraic expressions is covered on pages 103 and 104 in the Beginning Algebra book. Please see the link in the description box below this video for the PDF file, which you may use to print out a hard copy for yourself. First of all, we need to cover some definitions. Like terms, or similar terms, are terms that contain the same form of variables in an algebraic expression. So 5x and 9x are like terms. 4a and 10a are like terms. And 3x squared y and 7x squared y are like terms. Simplifying an expression. To simplify an expression, we combine the like terms. To simplify an expression, we also follow the order of operations. To simplify an expression, we must use the distributive property to remove the parentheses. If there are like terms inside the parentheses, we combine them first. Distributive property. A, open parentheses, b plus c, close parentheses, equals a times b plus a times c. A, open parentheses, b minus c, close parentheses, equals a times b minus a times c. If there is only a negative sign in front of the parenthesis, we remove the parenthesis by writing the opposite of each term inside the parenthesis. Or consider the negative sign as -1. Examples: negative, open parenthesis, 3x plus 4 minus 2x, close parenthesis, equals. So to simplify this expression, I will start by gathering like terms, 3x minus 2x, and start there. So 3x minus 2x equals 1x, or just plain x. So we have x plus 4 inside the parentheses. And I write that equation out again to be negative, open parenthesis, x plus 4, close parenthesis. Now to remove the parenthesis, I write the opposite of the sign of each term inside the parenthesis. So now I have negative x minus 4, and I box my answer. Okay, next example. Negative, open parenthesis, x minus 4, close parenthesis. And this time I will treat the negative sign as if it is -1, multiplying by each term within the parenthesis. So I have -1 times positive x, or just plain x, plus -1 times -4. -1 times x equals -x, which we add to -1 times -4 equals +4. This expression simplifies to -x plus 4, and I box my answer. Next example. Negative, open parenthesis, -x minus 4, close parenthesis. I treat the negative sign outside the parenthesis as if it is -1, and using the distributive property, I multiply -1 with each term within the parenthesis. So I have -1 times -x plus -1 times -4. -1 times -x simplifies to +x, or just plain x, and -1 times -4 simplifies to +4. So this expression simplifies to x plus 4, and we box our answer. To add or subtract expressions, we remove the parentheses using the distributive property and then regroup like terms. When we write an expression, a polynomial, we always write it in standard form. The terms are ordered from the greatest exponent to the least. First example, 2x plus 3x equals 5x. As you can see here, when adding like terms, take the sum of the coefficients, or the numbers, and multiply the sum to the variable, or the letter. Next, we look at 2x minus 3x. And when we subtract like terms, we take the difference of the coefficients, or the numbers, and multiply it by the variable, the letter. We ignore the x and just look at 2 minus 3, which equals negative 1. So now we have negative 1 times x, which equals negative x. And we remember to box our answers. As you can see, I spread out my characters and digits and signs when I write out these problems. It makes it easier to see mistakes. Example 3. Negative, open parenthesis, 2x minus 3x, close parenthesis, equals. Okay, we will bring down the equal sign and scrupulously recopy each of the symbols of this problem. So we bring down the negative sign and the open parenthesis. Now we need to simplify the expression inside the parenthesis, 2x minus 3x. And again, we take the coefficients, 2 minus 3, which equals negative 1, and then multiply that with the variable x. So 2x minus 3x equals negative 1 times x, or negative x. We take negative x and plug that inside the parenthesis, write that inside the parenthesis, and then bring down the close parenthesis sign. So now we have negative open parenthesis, negative x, close parenthesis. Now we remove the parenthesis by writing the opposite of negative x, which is positive x. And we box our answer. Negative, open parentheses, 2x plus 5. In this case, we've removed the parenthesis by changing the sign of each term inside the parenthesis, treating the negative sign as if it is negative 1, multiplying each term within the parenthesis. So 2x will become negative 2x, and plus 5 will become minus 5. So the expression simplifies to minus 2x minus 5, and we box our answer. Negative, open parentheses, 2x minus 5. Once again, we use the negative sign outside the parentheses to change the signs of each term within the parenthesis. So 2x becomes minus 2x, and negative 5 will be changed to positive 5, leaving us minus 2x plus 5. And we box our answer. Negative, open parentheses, negative 2x minus 5, close parenthesis. Again, we use the negative sign outside the parenthesis to change the signs of each term within the parenthesis. So negative 2x becomes positive 2x, and negative 5 becomes 5, leaving us 2x plus 5, and we box our answer. Open parenthesis, 3x minus 5, close parenthesis, plus open parenthesis, 5x minus 3, close parenthesis. In this case, we can remove the parentheses of both sets of expressions without changing any of the terms within the parentheses, because there is no negative sign in front of the parentheses. We just have 3x minus 5 plus 5x minus 3. Next, we gather like terms. Simplify those. So we have 3x plus 5x, which equals 8x, and then we gather the constants, minus 5 minus 3, which equals negative 8. And we end up with 8x minus 8, and we box our answer. Open parenthesis, 3x minus 5, close parenthesis, minus, open parenthesis, 5x minus 3, close parenthesis. In this case, we can remove the parenthesis of the first expression, 3x minus 5, because there is no negative sign in front of it. And then for the second parenthesis, however, we need to use the negative sign to change the signs of the terms within the parenthesis. So 5x becomes negative 5x, and negative 3 becomes positive 3. Now that we've removed the parentheses, we can gather like terms. So 3x minus 5x simplifies to negative 2x, and we write that down in the bottom to continue the problem. Next, we need to gather the constants, minus 5 plus 3, which simplifies to negative 2. And we copy down negative 2 to continue the problem, and we end up with the simplified expression minus 2x minus 2, and box our answer. Example 9, open parentheses, 4x plus 3y, close parenthesis, plus, open parenthesis, 6x minus 2y, close parenthesis. In this case, since there is no negative sign in front of both parentheses, we can remove the parenthesis without changing the terms within each of the parentheses. Now we gather like terms. 4x plus 6x simplifies to 10x, and we write that down to continue the problem. Next, we gather the like terms, 3y minus 2y, and then 3y minus 2y simplifies to 1y, or positive y. So we write plus y next to 10x to continue the problem. So we have 10x plus y as the simplified expression. We box our answer. Example 10. Open parenthesis, 4x plus 3y, close parentheses, minus, open parenthesis, 6x minus 2y, close parenthesis. In this case, the first parenthesis we can remove because there is no negative sign in front of it. So we have 4x plus 3y. And then the second parenthesis does have a negative sign, which means we must change the signs of each of the terms within the parenthesis. 6x becomes negative 6x, and then we have negative 2y, which changes to positive 2y. So we have 4x plus 3y minus 6x plus 2y. Next, we gather like terms. 4x minus 6x simplifies to negative 2x, and we write down minus 2x on the next line to continue the problem. Next, we simplify 3y plus 2y, which equals 5y, and we write down 5y next to minus 2x to continue the problem. And at this point, we realize we have finished simplifying the expression, and we end up with minus 2x plus 5y. We box our answer. Example 11. 3a squared minus 2a plus 4 minus, open parenthesis, 2a squared plus 3a, close parenthesis. For long algebraic expressions like this, it is very easy to copy down the problem wrong. So I suggest you use the finger check method, pointing to each term as you write it down, making sure you get the exponents, the signs, the parentheses open and close parentheses written down correctly. Giving yourself a finger space between each term and symbol. So with this problem, we first copy down all of the terms that are not in a parenthesis in the beginning. So we have 3a squared minus 2a plus 4. Next, we have a negative sign in front of the parenthesis, which needs to be used to change the signs within the parenthesis. So 2a squared becomes minus 2a squared, and 3a becomes minus 3a. With that, we can remove the parenthesis. Next, we collect like terms, starting from greatest exponent to smallest exponent in order, and simplify. So 3a squared minus 2a squared equals 1a squared, or just a squared. And we write down a squared below behind the equal sign to continue the problem, giving ourselves some space to do the intermediary calculations. Next, we gather minus 2a minus 3a and simplify that. When subtracting numbers, we add the opposite. So negative 2a minus 3a becomes negative 2a plus negative 3a, which equals negative 5a. We copy down minus 5a next to a squared. And finally, we bring down the last term of the equation above, which is plus 4, the constant. Leaving us with a squared minus 5a plus 4, we box our answer. Our final example, x cubed minus 2x squared plus x minus 4 plus 2x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7. Now, gather like terms and simplify, starting with the greatest exponents to the smallest exponents in order. So we have x cubed plus 2x cubed, and we write those down on the next line, giving ourselves plenty of space between lines. X cubed, or 1x cubed, plus 2x cubed equals 3x cubed. We write down the simplified term 3x cubed below behind the equal sign, giving ourselves plenty of space to continue simplifying terms. Next, we gather minus 2x squared plus 5x squared, which, using the commutative properties of addition, we can think of as 5x squared plus negative 2x squared, or simply 5x squared minus 2x squared, which equals 3x squared. We now write that simplified term, 3x squared, next to 3x cubed down below to continue the problem. The next lowest term is x by itself, positive x, and we write that down next to 3x squared. And finally, we simplify the constants, minus 4 plus 7, which again, using the commutative properties of addition, we rewrite as 7 plus negative 4, or 7 minus 4, which equals 3. We write 3, the simplified term, on the line below, and we finish the problem. 3x cubed plus 3x squared plus x plus 3, we box our answer. The only way to get good at math is to do the math, and here on page 104 we have ample practice problems for you to work on. Please do as many problems as you need to get a firm grasp of this material, and please check your answers with those in the back of the book to make sure you did the problems correctly. Welcome to Do the Math America. I am Charlene, the Math Shaman. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for joining me at Do the Math America.